Good morning. It's Saturday, April 5th. I'm Michelle Ross in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox Local app. Here are our top stories at this hour. Those sweeping 10% tariffs announced by President Trump on imports are now in effect. More reciprocal tariffs are set to take effect on April 9th. This comes after stocks plunged again yesterday. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all saw losses. And incredibly, no one was injured after two mini cranes crashed through some scaffolding in Hell's Kitchen. It happened Friday afternoon at about 3 o'clock on 9th Avenue between 38th and 39th Streets. Officials say one mini crane was on the roof trying to lift another when it became dislodged, sending both to the ground. The Department of Buildings is investigating. Checking the forecast, grab your umbrella. We've got April showers, cloudy, damp with a high of about 50. We'll see a warm up tomorrow, a high of 59, but the threat of rain sticks around. Getting real about Real ID. You know you're going to need it next month, but just in case you've been dragging your feet, the TSA, DMV, and Port Authority have some advice for you. Here's Jessica Formoso.
Deadline to get your Real ID is approaching. By May 7th, anyone flying domestically will need either a Real ID, enhanced ID, or passport. TSA officials getting the word out at LaGuardia Airport.
It's a good idea to get your Real ID as soon as possible. Without it, you may face delays at security, which can affect not just your travel, but the flow of others as well.
The TSA making it clear it's a nationwide mandate enforced at all airports. To get a Real ID, you will have to visit the DMV. First, you will need to schedule an appointment, which is a little challenging because of the high demand.
We have reservation slots opening up daily. So if you go on our website today and you don't see anything available, check back. We're adding new appointment times throughout the day.
You will need to provide documentation to prove U.S. citizenship and state residency. You will need to show proof of identity, legal presence, state residency, and social security number.
They have to be originals or certified copies. And the biggest thing, like I mentioned, if you've changed your name, you have to have documentation showing why you changed your name and every time you've changed your name.
The DMV offering a document pre-screening on its website before you come in to apply for a Real ID. All you have to do is upload your documents.
We have staff standing by who will look at everything in advance of your appointment and let you know if it's all good, if everything's there, if your application's correct, and then you know when you get there, you should be fine.
A number of DMVs in our area will be opening on Saturday starting this week to process applications. I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
TikTok is sticking around a bit longer. President Trump says he's signing an executive order to keep TikTok operating in the U.S. for another 75 days as he seeks a deal for American ownership. The White House believed it was nearing an agreement for TikTok to be spun off earlier this week, but reports say China backed out after Trump announced new tariffs. Federal prosecutors want a judge to sentence disgraced former Congressman George Santos to 7 years in prison. In court filings Friday, federal prosecutors said Santos's crime, quote, made a mockery of the country's election system, and that he's not repenting, but rather acting defiant, even though he pleaded guilty to wire fraud and identity theft last year. Santos was ousted from the House of Representatives in 2023 for lying about his past and allegations of fraud. Now to a medical marvel, a Queens man suffering from heart, liver, and kidney failure, receiving the gift of life. Fox 5's Jody Goldberg has more on his story and the first ever successful triple organ transplant on Long Island.
Sergio Arias Sistoni was losing hope.
I just can walk a couple of blocks, that's it.
The 47-year-old who suffered from a heart condition and diabetes spent 2 years on the heart and kidney transplant waiting list. Then in November, doctors determined he also needed a liver.
It really takes a village to do this type of transplant.
Sergio spent 3 months in the hospital praying for a second chance.
A lot of donors may have a heart that's appropriate for transplant, but not a liver and a kidney.
He got the news he was hoping for in February when doctors told him 3 organs from the same unidentified donor matched.
It was a big moment. I didn't know if I had to cry if I have to smile.
He underwent a more than 12-hour triple organ transplant at North Shore University Hospital. It was the first of its kind on Long Island. A different doctor performed each transplant, one after the other.
We got the heart in, the heart started beating. Then we proceeded with the liver transplant. Phase 3 of that was doing the kidney transplant.
Doctors say there are fewer than 80 triple transplant recipients in the United States. As for what's next for Sergio, he'll be seen every month for the next 6 months. And while he will be on medication for the rest of his life, he says that's better than the alternative.
I feel so proud to get all these organs.
Sergio, who's from Queens, is now an advocate for organ donation.
If he never say, yes, I'm gonna donate my organs, I won't be here also.
He's hoping to go back to work, and he jokes he's ready to run a marathon.
Miracles exist.
And to prove it, he's got a new liver, kidney, and heart overflowing with life, love, and gratitude. In Manhasset, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
The New York State Liquor Authority is allowing the sale of alcohol at roadway dining setups. The agency has granted conditional approval while applications remain under review. Last week, it was not clear if alcohol could be served outside because only a handful of establishments got the green light. Both roadway and sidewalk dining need an updated license to serve alcohol outside. Some lucky students in the city got a behind-the-scenes look at the hit Broadway show Hell's Kitchen this week. The award-winning Alicia Keys musical partnering with the nonprofit Inside Broadway to teach kids about jobs both on and off the stage that help bring a Broadway show to life. About 1,400 students from New York City public schools participated.
You know, I think we are putting together the next generation of actors and musicians, producers, and of course, audiences as well.
Inside Broadway has been providing free theater events for public school kids in the city for over 40 years. For the first time since 1979, there's a new subway map, and it trades those iconic spaghetti lines for thicker ones. And as Jennifer Williams shows us, it didn't take long for New Yorkers to develop opinions on the redesign.
It is not every day that we get to unveil a new New York City icon.
3, 2, 1. Let's have a map.
A new subway map was revealed on Wednesday, the first major redesign since 1979, which, according to MTA Chair Jano Lieber, was years in the making.
The result is a map that is much easier to read, but also reflects all the enhancements that we've made over the years.
The new map sought to preserve the official brand colors as well as the geometric and diagrammic aesthetic that was first introduced in the New York subway system.
What's interesting is as soon as the map was revealed, it brought back that memory of the nostalgic map that it was based on. So I actually really like it. And as someone who grew up in New York, I know the map's not geographically accurate, so it's the best way to help people who are unfamiliar with the system actually follow all the routes.
The new map has been displayed on the digital screens for some time, but the physical maps will be replaced in phases over the next few weeks.
What's your reaction to this new subway map?
I love it. It's great.
I love the new subway map. I love that it references the old versions, and I think it's very clear and easy to read.
It's a classic. It's nice to see it fresh. I like the way that the lines are different widths, so you can sort of see like the different paths, and I think it is kind of easier to follow.
Other New Yorkers we spoke to, however, weren't so sure that the new map was the best use of the MTA's resources.
I'm like confused, like what is the point of that? Why can't you just leave things the way they are? Sometimes the city's worried about things they shouldn't be worried about, like the subway maps. Like we have real issues like homelessness, but they're worried about the subway map, you know? It's just a little silly.
Honestly, I don't see a big difference. It's more colorful, I guess.
According to the MTA, the new subway map was done in-house. On the Upper East Side, Jennifer Williams, Fox 5 News.
St. John's men's basketball coach Rick Pitino has been named co-winner of the Associated Press National Coach of the Year Award. Pitino led the Johnnies to their first Big East regular season crown since 1985 and the first Big East tournament title since 2000. And let's get one last check of the forecast. It'll be chilly and damp out there, so make sure you have your umbrella. And that does it for us this morning. I'm Michelle Ross, and remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.